Well, this training program is building on prior Connecting Clare community workshops that have been run since 2023. And while doing that, we listened to the community groups that took part, and there was a strong request and want for more training, whether that was with to become better at grant application or how to manage volunteers or and build leadership within their group. So Clare Local Development Company decided to partner up with Fiona Levie to build this training program. So what it's really about is to build a training program that suits the community groups in the community, whether you are a community group or you're a resident association, a sport club, whether you are established or you're just thinking about starting. So this is your opportunity to come and have your say and help us co-design this training program with us.
Okay, and I suppose, Fiona, even aside from the consultancy aspect of what you do, we know from your previous appearances on Morning Focus that, like, for example, our village tour chat in Mount Shannon, you're very much a community person and involved in these kind of groups. So I suppose you bring a lot of experience to the table.
Yeah, exactly. My own experience. I've been involved in Mount Shannon Community Council and lots of other different community groups and other community groups in the background that don't even see the light of day. So this to me, it's almost in my DNA. And when I heard that there was a tender being put out to find somebody to help coordinate this, I thought, that's definitely my cup of tea. So that's why I went for it. And I am aware that there have been other initiatives in the past. In the early noughties, there were lots of amazing community groups throughout Clare managing things like this, training, etc. But things have changed, and we had the crash, and then we had COVID, and so this is like a new start really for this kind of thing. And so it's really getting community groups up and running again. And there's a lot of new people that don't have experience that want to maybe run things a slightly different way. And so there'll be lots of provision of really experienced mentoring support. We're going to have great speakers on all sorts of, from biodiversity to governance to, just to how to manage volunteers. So it's going to be training across the board. So it really doesn't focus on one particular community area, community group. You could be, a sports group. You could be just a single person on your own trying to get something up and running. Where do I start? What does governance look like? And
I guess it's particularly for those who are, I'm thinking of the ones who are starting, who want to set up a community group, but, as Anneli mentioned, so even something like grant applications, that'd be very daunting. Exactly. And that might actually deter somebody from trying to get off the launch pad and ultimately help their community because they're just overwhelmed by what they'd have to go through and they feel they don't know enough about it.
Yeah, exactly. So there will be all of that kind of support. And the great thing that we like about this is, as Anneli said, it's going to be steered by the people who want to be involved. So we're going to be very flexible in terms of what we're going to provide. We will provide what they want. So if they want more on that grant applications, then that's what we're going to give them. But we have a great set of speakers lined up as well that are experienced in a broad area. So that's what makes me really excited. And the Connecting Communities piece is all about connecting people together. So this is county-wide, from east to west, north to south Clare, which is, for me, very exciting, is getting people connected and seeing what people do across Clare. Because in my own work that I've done with the local enterprise office as well, I have seen places, for instance, the amazing place in the exchange banking in Milltown Malbay, the amazing work they do there. People in other areas of Clare haven't even seen that or don't even know what it is. So that's what we're trying to do is connect knowledge as well, knowledge share between communities.
Well, I tell you what, if they'd been listening to Morning Focus throughout 2025, they'd know all about the Design Bank. And I suppose, Anneli, the fact that this is running all year, is important, that it's a long-term programme rather than a once-off series of workshops, because there's so much in it. Why, though, was it so important that the community groups themselves help decide the topics and outcomes rather than having a fixed top-down programme?
Well, we want to empower local community groups, and they are the ones that know best what they need, instead of us thinking we know what they need. So, and we've heard it through the years, but the same community group might not have the same need this year that they had last year. So it's something that evolves constantly. So we need to sit down again and ask, what is it you need now?
Okay, and it is free to attend, Fiona, which I guess accessibility has to be important for this, because again, we're talking about barriers earlier on to groups starting up. You don't want to prevent people who would benefit from this from taking part in it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is free, and we'll have a mix of online meetings. So our first one, our kick-off one, where we will be doing a lot of, I suppose just finding out what people want, is on next Thursday, the 15th at 7 p.m. And there's lots of information going out about that. And so there'll be online meetings, and there'll also be in-person meetings. And of course, it's free. So we want to make it as accessible as possible. And
Anneli, this is building on Connecting Clare Communities workshops that have been running since 2023. What lessons from those earlier programmes have helped to shape this new initiative?
Well, the fact that there is such a need and want for further learning, because we just listen to people to try to give them what they need, and it's built on what local people need. And can you repeat the question, please?
No, that was what I was just asking, what lessons had been learned from the earlier Connecting Clare Communities workshops that have helped to shape this new initiative.
Yeah, is to listen to the community, and if the community have an input in what is given, they will come. So I hope you would all take the opportunity to sign up, to have your say, and then attend the workshops. You do not have to attend all the workshops or webinars. You can tailor it to what suits you, because if you really have an expertise in one area and you feel you do not need to, or want to take part in one area, you do not have to. You can tailor this as it suits your group or yourself. So all you need to do to have a say on the kick-off Zoom meeting on the January the 15th next week is to contact leader@cldc.ie. And the fact that it's free, and the reason why it's free for community groups, is that it's leader funded.